Oh, wow, wow, wow. Okay. Enterprise community guys, let's welcome Mr. Bamidele Ayemibo. Can we please appreciate him? Let's appreciate him. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, one thing I'd like you guys to know is that sometimes when you get things for cheap, when you get things for free, there's tendency that you don't appreciate it at all. You need to know who this person is. Maybe I should look for his profile. I think I have it somewhere here. If I can read his profile, a bit of it, so that you can get to appreciate who we are talking about. Mr. Bamidele Ayemibo is the lead consultant of 3T Impex Trade Academy, the Export King, as he's fondly called. He is a trade consultant with numerous trade certifications. He's the first certified specialist in demand guarantee in Nigeria and among the first 10 Africans. He holds a master's in international business with law from Salford University, Manchester, United Kingdom, and a PhD researcher in international marketing with the UGS University in Hawaii, United States of America. He conceived, designed, and facilitated the training of the first export diploma program and 6th trade professional development program in Africa in conjunction with the American Institute of Extended Study. He is a member of the International Chamber of Commerce Working Group on Trade, Digitalization, and Blockchain in the world, a part of the ICC Commission on Customs and Trade Facilitation. He is a facilitator at the Lagos Business School, the former chairman Export Group at the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and the publisher of Export Digest, a weekly newspaper. He is also an online TV host of the foremost trade program, Import-Export platform on Facebook and YouTube every Thursday, 5 p.m., and author of the trade books, Export Business Made Easy, Import Business Made Easy, Demand Guarantee Made Easy, Standby Letter for Credit Made Easy, and A to Z Export Business Financing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. This is awesome. He started the first international trade center in Nigeria where bankers, importers, and exporters come to open training programs and tutorials on different trade finance examination. He is an avid blogger and regularly posts exports related information on www.tradeinfo.com. He regularly facilitates international trade financing related trainings for Fidelity Bank, Central Bank of Nigeria, Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, First Bank PLC, FCMB, Access Bank, Wema Bank, Heritage Bank, Eco Bank, just to mention a few. Man, I don't know what else to say, but please, I just want you all to know that we are here for a real big deal, real big deal. If you know anybody who you think should be here, go ahead and get the person in right now. I don't think anybody should miss this event. As I told you, when we get people like this on our platform, it's because we know that they have something to deliver. So for the next 40 minutes thereabout, he will be here to share with us. I'll just let him talk to us about his business and his consulting, what he does for people. And from there, we will now have the opportunity to ask him questions for another 30 minutes thereabout, where Pastor Gbenga will come in and Pastor Gbenga will help us to moderate the question and answer session. For now, I hand over the mic to Mr. Bamidele Ayemibo. Let us go ahead and appreciate him. Come on, go ahead and appreciate him. Let's give him a big, big welcome to our platform today. Everybody online, let's welcome Mr. Bamidele Ayemibo. God bless you, sir. You're welcome. You can take over. You can take over.
You, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate what you are doing. I mean, I've been following your work, and particularly on the minister. I'm not even aware of this until you mentioned it. I just like PK would say, the kind of heart you have really to be a beacon of hope for those that are coming behind and support as much as possible. Thank you very much for what you do. So this evening we'll be discussing exploring Agric export business opportunity in Nigeria. I will talk about Agric. I'll talk about other things, but I'm just using Agric as a case study, just to be able to help each and every one of us to be able to have an idea of the opportunity available to us and how to maximize those opportunities. So I have about 7 things to talk about, 6 things actually. I have a preamble. I will make a plea begging you to do export, actually. I'll tell you the reason why I think you should do export, potentials of the business, the product exportable, the problem and challenges, and how to participate. You can participate in different ways, either in exporting product or services as a lawyer, as an accountant. I mean, there are other ways you come in beyond just exporting the physical product itself. COVID has engulfed our world. COVID has changed so many things about the way we do business. COVID also made it clear to us the reason why we must begin to take export really very seriously. Look at this chart. This was 2020, April 2020. For the first time, oil price went below 0. You know what happened? Nobody was buying oil. Remember, Nigeria depends largely on this. About 85% of our forex is through this channel, and about half of our income is through this channel. And the price of this product went below 0, below 0. Why? No buyer. You see those red dots? Those red dots are vessels at the same time when Bloomberg brought out this news and BBC broadcasted it, April 2020, at the same time when we're all on lockdown, most of the way on lockdown. You see those red dots? Those red dots are different parts of the world, a different vessel in different part of the world that became a storage because they could not buy, nobody was buying. So, and the platform, they can't shut it down. The people producing the crude will rather prefer to give it away and pay you to collect it than shut down the platform. And that was what happened. And the price went, and that was just a first taste of what will eventually happen. So for me, I think export is a mission to rescue our nation. It's not just about doing business. You make money doing it, but in addition also, it's going to be of immense benefit to Nigeria. Dollar has become 500. Why? Law of demand and supply. Because we are not generating enough foreign exchange. Because we do a lot of business locally, we don't think most of the time of the possibilities available for us outside the shore of Nigeria. Now, the collapse of Nigerian economy is in our hands. I got this on the platform and I will read it to you just to let you know. Because you know, sometimes, even though we are doing Agric today, sometimes people will say, we can't produce this. No, Nigeria cannot do this. This were what Nigeria was producing as at 1980, 41 years ago. In 1980, here are the key metrics. We're net exporter of refined petroleum products. Today, we import all the refined petroleum products. We ride in locally assembled cars, buses, truck, Peugeot cars in Kaduna, Volkswagen cars in Lagos, Leyland in Ibadan, and Amco in Enugu produce all the buses and truck. Steers at Bauchi producing our agricultural tractor. It's not just assembly. We were producing many of the components. Bono produced the product in Lagos. Bono product in Lagos produced seats for the cars. Exide in Ibadan produced the battery for the cars. And they were not just producing battery for Nigeria, for the entire West Africa. Isoglass and TSG in Ibadan were producing the windshield. They were producing it. Ferrodo in Ibadan was producing brake pad and disc. Tire produced by Dunlop in Lagos. I'm sure some of us that are older will probably remember some of these names. You probably didn't know where they are then. Remember some of these names. Michelin in Prakot. And I mean tire produced from rubber plantation from River State. We were listening to radio and watching TV set assembled by Sanyo in Ibadan. We were using refrigerator, freezer, and air conditioner produced by Thermocool. We were wearing clothes produced by UNTL Textile Mill in Kaduna and Chelarams in Lagos. Not from imported cotton, but from cotton grown in Nigeria. Our water were running from pipe produced by Quali Pipe in Kano. Our toilets were fitted with WC produced in Kano and Abeokuta. We were cooking with LPG gas stored inside gas cylinder produced by INGC factory in Ibadan. Our electricity were flowing through cables produced by Nigerian Wire and Cables. Ibadan Carbon Metal and Port Harcourt, and Lagos and Port Harcourt. Remember Bata and Lena producing our shoes. We're wearing these shoes, not from imported leather, but from leather tanned from Kaduna. We were mainly flying Nigerian Airways. And this was the biggest in Africa. Most of the food we ate at that time were produced in Nigeria. We're producing all the above in 1980. Today, everything is being imported. There lies the terrible exchange rate we're experiencing today. Everybody on this platform has a critical role to play in reversing the ugly trend. It's not enough for us to complain about the exchange rate or bring out what others are not doing well. The key question is, what are you doing? Pastor Gordon is doing his part, putting this platform together. What will you do also with what you'll be learning? Like I said, this, for me, is a mission to rescue our nation. We have no reason having issue with forex the way we're having it. For example, I do certification program and I need to pay FX regularly to schools in UK and US. And I don't have to buy dollars. Why? I export myself. So I can generate that forex to be able to pay the student school fees. So when the student pay me in Naira, I use it to export and then generate forex to pay the bill. Why? Because you can generate the forex.
Wow.
You can generate the forex. So you have importers in Nigeria queuing up for FX and they have product. Some people are importing battery. The company producing battery need lead ore, a major component of the battery. They could have exported lead and import battery, but they are keen enough for CBN looking for forex. So what we're trying to do today is to explore those opportunities that we have to be able to export from Nigeria. So here is my plea. Why I think you have to export, or at least support export. Render support services or finance export, even if you're not going to be involved. It helps you to avoid the depreciation of Naira, the impact of depreciation of Naira on your asset. It's not wise again to keep your money in Naira. You can keep it in dollars by just exporting. And the money just appreciates just because it's in dollars. Just because it's in dollars. At 360, some people have dollar. If you have $1,000 at 360, now that 160 within a year has increased to 500 within a year just by keeping it in dollars. So you can choose to keep your asset in dollars. It can help you to boost the GDP of the nation. You can create opportunity for SME to grow. Export help you to decrease dependence in domestic economy. You can earn proceeds and grow your revenue for the country. You know, when you earn export proceeds, you actually support Nigeria. That's what, you know, when a country imports, CBN debit our foreign reserve to pay the bill for your import. But when you export, our reserve is credited. All this contribute because at the end of the day, you make enough forex available. Everybody will not have to go to CBN. So at the end of the day, you preserve what we have in our reserve because there is enough FX for everyone. So if there is enough supply of FX, dollar will come down easily. Why? Because law of demand and supply. But when we are not doing enough export, the issue is not to be controlling that currency. That's not the issue. The issue is to increase. When you think of developed nation, just think of developed nation, US, China, Germany, UK, France. This country exports in billions, in trillions of dollars. Germany is about 100 million people. Germany is doing over $1 trillion. Nigeria is over 200 million people. Nigeria is doing about $60 billion. Germany is doing over $1 trillion.
Wait.
$1 trillion.
No way.
Nigeria is 200 million people. We are doing about 60. The whole of Africa put together is exporting the total trade volume done by Africa. Out of the $18 trillion trade in the world, Africa is doing less than 500 billion. Nigeria is number 2, South Africa is number 1. We are doing less than 2.5% of the trade in the world. 1.2 billion people. US alone is doing over 1 trillion. China is doing over 2 trillion. US about 1.6. China is over 2.1 trillion in export. Export helps us to earn and grow the economy. Farming and rural life become more lucrative because of export, ladies and gentlemen, because majority of our exports are commodities. It helps us to gain global market share and recognition. Export make our country, it can make our country become home of creativity and innovation. You know why? When you see what your people are doing abroad, when you see what others are doing, you are able to step up because of competition. It can become an industrialization catalyst. I know a business in Nigeria quoted on Nigerian Stock Exchange who was initially trading in cocoa, started exporting cocoa, today is processing cocoa on Nigerian Stock Exchange. It's an industrialization catalyst. It's a source of job creation for youth in the country. It helps us to know the value of Nigerian competitive advantage. It can make us to lead the way for other African nations to follow. It makes Nigerian state to become independent of the federal government. I have proposed severally, Nigerian state should be exporting to generate forex rather than queuing up for allocation every month. You know the interesting thing, numerous incentive for exporters. You know, the federal government recently released 50 billion to support the exporters in Nigeria. And currently, they are already assessing the people that apply for that money. Federal government is assessing the application for that money right now. And so there are incentives to support business with fixed asset, machineries, market development, training programs, just to support export. 50 billion naira. Numerous incentives for exporter. Opportunity to maximize Nigerians abroad. Poverty eradication in Nigeria. I strongly believe that trade, particularly export, can solve 3 of the SDG goals. Reduce poverty, reduce hunger, reduce inequality. 3 of the sustainable development goals. I think export can help to achieve that. It can make Nigeria to quit the league of developing nations who depend on wasting assets like oil. It can help us revive this economy and slow down rural urban migration. There are a lot of tax-free opportunities. You don't pay VAT as an exporter on your proceeds. You don't pay export duty when you export from Nigeria. Why? These are incentive, tax-free incentive to encourage exporters. Utilization of idle capacity of companies in the country. It makes our state become viable if they decide to start exporting. You know, I serve in Jigawa State, and I know the potential of that state, but I didn't see that potential until I left. When I started seeing the opportunity in export, I discovered that Jigawa is not a state that is not viable. Jigawa is very viable if only Jigawa can take opportunity of what it has. No state in Nigeria is not viable. I did a series on Facebook. I went through all Nigerian states, analyzing the potential they have for export. Why? Because I know no state, as long as human beings are there, they have land, they can grow, you can't be non-viable. Wealth creation for the citizen. It can help us extract the potential of products grown in different states of the country, and then yearn for more improvement because of competition. We can zero in on area of strength of the state and the country in general. I'm basically saying that these are the reasons why I think we should and try as much as possible to export or consider export. And the interesting thing is you can export products and you can export services. So let me ask you a question. What do you see in Nigeria today? You know, I've decided to see opportunities in Nigeria because I have opportunity of relating with a lot of foreigners coming to Nigeria who are looking for business opportunities in trade, and I know they don't see what we see. I realize you don't see with your eyes, you only see with your mind. If your mind is not developed, you will not be able to see opportunities in Nigeria. So what do you see in Nigeria? Some people see only unemployment, and I'm not denying the fact that there's no employment. The unemployment in Nigeria is not acceptable. But the fact still remains that in spite of the unemployment in Nigeria, Nigeria is thriving. There are companies coming into Nigeria. You know when you see what is happening in this country, the opportunity that foreigners are taking advantage of, you realize that we just must wake up. Foreigners are the one, because when they come in, they don't see the challenges. They only see the opportunities. But we see the challenges because we are citizens. We see the unemployment, which is real. We see the poverty level, which is true. Some people also see the frustration, which is correct. But you know what? I think you should also consider seeing the opportunities in farming. A foreigner came into Nigeria some years back, drove from Lagos to Redemption Camp. Before the bypass to Shagamu, stopped the driver and asked the host, all these bush I'm seeing on the side of the road, are they government reserve or they are growing wild? And the guy said they are growing wild. And he said, look at him and say, you guys say you are poor? You have no reason to be poor. You mean without any fertilizer, no, nothing, no support, green are growing like this, bush are growing like this? We don't have that opportunity in Israel. You guys don't have any reason to be poor. He's seeing the opportunities in Nigeria. We don't see it. You know, it's so interesting the way life is. We all view the same things, but we see different things. And we only see to the level of what we know. See, the more we develop ourselves through this kind of program, the better we begin to see. I was in Jigawa. I didn't see the opportunity in sesame seed. I could not see it. I just see them as disturbing us. Tuesday, when I'm going to Guaram from Jigawa, I will see the truck queuing up. They will just pile up on the road. This market between Jigawa and Benin Kudu, where I stay in Jigawa, between Guaram and Benin Kudu. By the time I'm coming back in the afternoon, those trucks are filled, ready to go, filled with sesame seed. Many years after, when I get to know about sesame seed, I say, what? Maybe I've now left Jigawa if I don't those opportunities. But I'm basically saying that the people cannot see it. The people seeing the opportunity in Jigawa come out of Jigawa from Kano, from Lagos, to come and buy brew product every Tuesday. There's opportunities in farming. There's opportunities in mining. And more importantly, there's a huge opportunities in our population. So I'm asking you the question, what do you see in Nigeria today? What do you see in Nigeria? What you see in Nigeria will determine what you get from Nigeria. Our country has huge challenge, and I'm not denying that fact. The only thing I'm saying is that in spite of Nigerian challenge, you can still thrive in spite of our challenges, because foreigners are doing it. And they are not doing it because they have money. They are doing it because they have knowledge. They know exactly how to explore those opportunities that we've not been able to explore. I want to show you these statistics. You know, these are the statistics I see that get me excited about this country. Sincerely, sometimes it can be discouraging, but when you look at these opportunities, I just feel one day we'll wake up to the reality of the potential of this country. Nigeria is not taking Agric seriously. We are just paying lip service. Government is trying, but we're not doing enough. They're not doing enough. In spite of the fact that more than 70% of Nigerian farmers are peasants, most of our Agric product perish as post-harvest losses. FAO put it at about 30 to 50%. We have not used up to 40-50% of our arable land. We still have places in Nigeria that have not been cultivated since creation. They have not been cultivated. They are lush green in this country. In this country. Nigeria is the largest producer of cassava. Largest producer of cassava. Thailand is the largest exporter of cassava. Nigeria is the largest producer of yam. Ghana is the largest exporter of yam. Maize, 14 largest producer. Remember our shortcomings. Remember we've not used our land. We still have a lot of land unused. Remember most of our farmers are not mechanized. Remember we have a lot of post-harvest losses. So probably a number of the data are not even captured. Nigeria is the 12th largest producer of rice, 4th largest producer of palm oil, 4th largest producer of fresh vegetable, 2nd largest producer of sorghum, 11th largest producer of tomato, 4th largest producer of peanut, 8th largest producer of pineapple, 5th largest producer of millet, 11th largest producer of mango, 6th largest producer of pawpaw, 14th largest producer of soya beans, 3rd largest producer of ginger, 4th largest producer of cocoa, 13th largest producer of rubber, and 12th largest producer of cashew nut. Does that make sense to you? Do Do you have an idea of what this is? That if we are not serious and we are doing this much, the day we get serious, you can imagine what we can do, what we are capable of doing. Look, I am not in doubt as to the fact that we can, through trade, become a world power. I'm not in doubt of it at all. Why? We have so much that we can leverage on. We just have not been able to. And I think it's good individuals are aware of this so that we don't just wait for government, sincerely, because the foreigner don't wait for government. They don't wait for government. The foreigner don't wait for government. They don't wait for government. They just find a way to synergize and get this thing done. They are not even expecting government to do anything. After all, they are not citizens in the first place. They're not citizens. So why are they waiting for the government? For a long time, Africa has not leveraged on its population. EU, with a population of 500 million people, control 33% of trade in the world. Guess what? 70% of that trade is intra-EU trade. Intra-EU trade. Africa has 1.2 billion, more than times 2 of EU. We are controlling 2.5% of trade in the world because we have only 18% intra-African trade, 18%. So the signing of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement affords us the opportunity to increase the trading activity on the African continent. So I'll be spending the remaining time talking about products we can sell in the African continent and of course also export to other African countries. Now I did a research and I checked out what can Nigeria export to African countries and other part of the world. See what Africans are importing, which Nigeria can export, from petrol to antibiotics, to crude oil, to cars, to wheat, to drug, to rice, to gas, palm oil. Africa is importing $4.91 billion palm oil. $4.91 billion palm oil. Africa is importing. Africa is importing coal briquette. Do you know what coal briquette is? If you are familiar with Lagos, you are going on third mainland and you are going into the island. On your right, you will see a buttermilk. You will see this sawmill. Every day, they are burning the sawdust to create space for more sawdust. See those sawdust can be converted to coal briquette. Africa is importing $2.85 billion of coal briquette made from organic matters like sawdust. But we waste it. You know, in an environment where knowledge is given attention it deserves, nothing is wasted, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing is wasted. If it's not reused, it will be repaired, it will be recycled or replaced. Nothing is wasted. Wastage is a sign of lack of knowledge. Nothing is wasted. The water you drink in Israel.
Wastage is a sign. Let's take that.
You say what?
Wastage is a sign of lack of knowledge.
It's lack of knowledge.
Amazing.
Water, the same water you drink in Israel is the same one that go through your pipe to the soak away. Nothing is wasted. Everything is recycled. Because they can afford to waste it. They're in the desert. Nothing is wasted. So when you see waste in any country, it's a sign of lack of knowledge. So you went for a program, we ate food and drank water. The water bottle, there was a time we had a seminar. When we finished that seminar, a guy attended. You know what he did? He came with a Toyota Prado Jeep. Toyota Prado Jeep. He's not hungry. But when we finished, you know what he did? He was packing all our pure water bottles. People were wondering, guy, what's happening? Why are you packing pure water? I mean, sorry, what's the name? Bottle water, pet bottles. He was packing it, put it in an and drop it in his boots. People were asking, guy, what's happening? He said, that's my business. I recycle plastic bottle. To us, it's a waste. To him, it's a raw material. To us, it's a waste. To him, it's a raw material. There are people in Lagos scouting for pure water sachet to recycle. You throw it away, they are scouting for it to recycle. You said that plastic bag that you throw away, people are recycling it. Nothing is wasted. It's lack of knowledge that creates waste. Everything is either reused, replaced, repaired, or recycled. Nothing is wasted. So you see this coal briquette, Try to remember, $1 billion in Nigeria today is 500 billion naira. $2 billion is a trillion naira. That is the value of coal briquettes that Africa is importing. But we are throwing it away. We are burning it. We are burning it to create space. Lack of knowledge. Plastic pipe, toilet paper. Look at tissue paper. Nigeria produce tissue paper, 1.14 billion. 1.14 beauty product. Maybe you do beauty product and share butter and the like, 1.01 billion. Trade, Africa alone, Africa alone. I'm talking about Africa alone. I'm talking about Africa alone. Bovine, that's cow meat, $559 million. Drugs, butter, fruit juice, watermelon, 6.4. Water. You know, the last time I was in Kano, I went for a seminar. I think it was organized by a bank, so I went there to speak, and I saw a bottled water. On the bottled water, I saw English and French, and I was telling someone sitting behind me, the person selling that bottled water in Kano export it to Niger. Bottled water, exporting it to Niger. They have to label it in French, so it can take care of the West African countries that are northern part of Nigeria. Coconut, sorghum, granite, all these are exported. So when you think of anything we use as human, as African, they are exported products in the African continent and other parts of the world. I want to show you something. You know, when you think of value-added goods, you can export to Europe, you can export to America, you can start with that. But I also want to show you what you should look at. Majority of Nigerian manufactured goods go to African countries. See this data. Asia and European are beyond buying our Agric products. Commodities, no value added. Solid minerals, Africa and Asia. Who are those buying manufactured goods? Africa. So when I talk about Agric export, I'm not thinking of commodities. Sincerely, I'm not an advocate of commodity export. You know why? Exporting commodities is exporting job and importing poverty. If you export commodity, you're exporting job and importing poverty. You basically are giving that job to other people. And I say to people, I export pap, I export kuli, I export broom, I export peanut. Guess what? I don't have a factory. I don't need to have a factory. I basically buy and sell. I'm just a merchant. So if you want to go into export, you don't need to own that factory. You can partner with Nigerians abroad and make this happen. You don't need to own the factory. You can partner with someone, and I'll show you some picture of some clients who don't have factory and have product for export in Nigeria today. I'll show you shortly. You don't need to own a factory to be able to export value-added products. In fact, my opinion is try out by doing contract manufacturing. Contract manufacturing. When you have created the market, then you can set up your own factory. In fact, BOI will gladly give you money. When you already have a market, you're already shipping, you now want to set up your factory. They will gladly. Why? You already have the market. You already have the market. Manufacture value-added goods, I think, is the way to go. Now, product. Still talking about product. It's very important that your product meets standards that will make it competitive. The product must be processed, not raw materials. Let me tell you the challenge of raw materials. Cocoa product, cocoa market in the world. Cocoa market in the world is about $9 billion. $9 billion. Let's say max $10 billion. World traded value of cocoa. Guess what? Can you guess the market size for chocolate? 75% of that cocoa is from West Africa, by the way. From Cote d'Ivoire to Ghana to Nigeria to Cameroon. 75% of cocoa trade in the world from West Africa. By the way, China has started producing cocoa. They imported some Ghanaian to produce. They've created an environment to produce cocoa and they started exporting cocoa. Chocolate market is $30 billion. Cocoa beans, $10 billion. Who is making money? The farmer selling cocoa, or the Netherlands manufacturer or German manufacturer produce chocolate? Who is making the money? Who is making the money? Who is making the money? You know, sometimes people talk about the fact that we have challenge with infrastructural deficit and we are not competitive. I said, I told you I export. You know, I'm not a theorist in this business. I export, and I export by air, and I'm profitable exporting by air.
Wow. Wow.
So imagine if I do it by sea. Imagine if I do it by sea. So what I'm going to say in essence is, because we already have exchange rate, CBN rate is about over 400 already. If you are able to have exchange done in parallel market, because typical people do it, they sell at CBN rate, but the person buying give them a difference in the parallel market, probably you can still get at 470. So you can really be profitable. In spite of the infrastructural deficit that increase our cost of doing business. And when you add value, you increase the opportunity to make more. When you add value. When you don't add value, you are not the one determining the price. But when you add value, you determine the price, actually. You determine the price when you add value. But when you don't add value, the buyer determines the price because it's useless to you. Adding value is so critical. And I'm saying you don't need to set up factory to start. You don't set up factory to start. Process, package to prevent damage, promotion to be known, known to the intended buyer, potential. Buyers must be interested. The picture must be very beautiful. Pronunciation must be good. The people must have excellent service, and you must have partners abroad. You know, one thing I've discovered is, and it would be great if you can make it happen on this platform. Do you know that Asians, when you go to UK, go to US, South Africa, Asians are the ones selling a Nigerian product, African product.
Yes, yes.
If I were to be doing this presentation in the office, I'm going to show you a picture. I don't know if I have that picture in my presentation on slide. It's jollof rice. They wrote on the body, come home to Nigeria. At the back, made in India. Jollof rice, ready for eat. No preservative. And it can last for 1 year. Anytime I go to UK, I buy a sample for show glass in the office. If you open it and put it in the microwave, 2 minutes, you are good to go. Jollof rice and fried rice. Come home to Nigeria, made in India. The Asians have found a way to partner together, and they are pricing us out of the market. Why? There are a lot of Nigerians abroad. For one reason or the other, we're not working together. The guy I work with in the UK is a Nigerian, and we've been together for more than 3 years. And I'm looking for such relationship in Europe, sorry, in Canada and the US. We can do this together. We just need to understand that you shouldn't be thinking only of yourself. For those of us in diaspora that are on this platform, if you are business minded, that's why you're here, I think you can make this happen. That we can have that kind of solid collaboration that can help us to be able to secure market for Nigerian product abroad. If you are doing a Greek product that you have added value, food item, these are the way to label it. You must state the name of the food. The weight must be on the body. You must list the ingredient in descending order of weight. You must state how the food should be stored, the date that it should be eaten. If it's GMO, you need to state it. You must state the traceability detail, name and address of manufacturer and distributor. You must take it to the lab and analyze and put on the body the nutritional fact that you got in the lab of the constituent, the protein, the carbohydrate, the vitamin, and all the other content on it. It would be good to have a transparent window so people can see what is inside, even though it's opaque, but the transparent windows, people can see what is inside. The place of production will be good for you to put it there. The barcode is very important for supermarket. And if it's food item that need to be prepared, the preparation instruction. Let me show you some pictures as we close. This is a Nigerian product, Modara. You can find this on Instagram. This lady is doing fantastic product. You know, when you see this product, you wouldn't know it's made in Nigeria.
Wow.
Made in Nigeria. The lady is in Lekki. And can you see? And it's black and beautiful. These are packaged products for export. Made from shea butter. This is the product I export. The one on the left, that's Ogi. You see that Ogi? That's the product I export. I've been doing it for more than 3 years. That's the product I export. And I do by air. Now I'm doing by sea. And it has 3 variants.
Akamu.
Akamu. Then you have the natural shea butter. You see this lady? See this lady? This lady produced for this lady. This lady does not have a factory. Agric doesn't have a factory. This lady, that's the contract manufacturer I'm talking about. You don't need to have a factory. You can produce your packaging material, get your NAFDAC number, and you can begin to export the product from someone who's already producing that have NAFDAC number. It's called contract manufacturing. A lot of Nigerians that import, 2-3 people in the same market import from the same source, but they have different brand name.
Wow.
Why? Different brand name. Different brand name. That's what people do for import. And you can do the same for export. So you don't need to set up. In fact, I'm thinking the only way to encourage those people that have that factory with all the stress of managing factory is to help them not to be looking for money to produce, give them enough to produce, keep them busy by making funds available to produce for you in your brand. They are profitable, you are profitable, everybody is happy. Everybody is happy. This Toke Cosmetic, this lady is growing very big. And it's into just cosmetics. You see Toke Cosmetics? These are these fruits, these banana chips. These not plantain chips, so banana chips. I picked this up in the store in the UK, 1.69 pounds. Can you see it? This one is fruit and nut mix, 1.45 pounds. You see plantain chips, 0.79 pounds. I pick all of them in store in the UK. You see this roasted peanut, 1.4 pounds. You see this one? This one, 0.4. You know, when you see date palm in Nigeria, by the way, see my jollof rice. If I show you the back of this jollof rice, you will see, you can see come home to Nigeria, that jollof rice is made in India. This jollof rice is ready to go, made in India, 1.5 pounds. Made in India. See this date palm? You see them being pushed. We just push it. See, just see the packaging of the date palm. You just see the packaging of the date palm. 40p. 40p. That's 0.4 pounds. See the packaging of that date palm. The way we push it around in Nigeria. I don't know why our groundnut is always in bottle. The bottle of gin, and they will not remove the wrapper of the gin. Why can't we package our groundnut like this? This I pick up in the UK, 1.99 pounds. This one is 2.99 pounds. Just see the simple packaging. Very simple packaging. Very simple packaging. This is corn mix, corn meal. This is soya beans, roasted soya beans. You see this tea. This is one of my students and clients. This tea is produced in Lagos. It's herbal tea. The man produced about 7-8 different variants of herbal tea for export. Different variants. And see this woman? This is pepper mix. This is produced in Nigeria. This pepper will last more than a year. Pepper mix. Now, I'm showing all this to let us see the possibilities and opportunities available of what Nigerians are already producing. Not what we can produce, though, what we are already producing for export. As I close, let me mention some of the issues and challenges. Because people will say, Dele, you speak about the good part. And you say there are no issues, there's no business without issues. But you know what I discovered? That when there are issues, challenges are opportunity. That if only you find a way to overcome it. I don't know if he can mute himself. Okay, if you find a way to overcome it, it gives you an edge over others. Here are some of those challenges. There are challenges with products, challenges with paperwork, challenges with payment, challenges with people, challenges with the port, challenges with the packaging, challenges with profit, challenges with processing, challenges with promotion, and challenges with purchase order. But the beauty of the challenges is that they all have solutions and they can be mitigated. So the essence of learning is to be able to anticipate the challenges and overcome those challenges. You can overcome those challenges. One of the ways is through government support, or we work together as a group, or you get thorough training programs to be able to have a good understanding of how to mitigate those challenges. Always remember, risk can always be mitigated through knowledge. Anytime there's a risk, that risk can be mitigated through knowledge. It's just being able to notice a risk and then knowing what to do to mitigate the risk. There are challenges, no doubt. I mean, the port, for sometimes I have to go by sea, sometimes we have to go through Port Harcourt. We have to use a barge to find a way around it, while the government is trying to fix the issues. Thank God with the rail, if the rail eventually they finalize the one in Lagos that get to the port, because there's no reason why we should even be going to the port by road in the first place. With the rail, that probably will help us solve the problem eventually. So some of these problems also are already been fixed. To be successful in export business, you need to follow these principles. Purpose, passion to go global. You must have passion to go global. The product must be competitive, and please, you have to be consistent. The first time I export the pap to the UK, competition responded and dropped their prices. The next shipment was not so profitable. I think it was almost at a loss, but we did it all the same. But it's been over 3 years, and it's been a lot better. Why? It might not be easy at the beginning, and I won't say it to be easy. It's challenging, no doubt. What knowledge do is to bridge that gap and minimize your error rate as much as possible. Partners. You need foreign and local partners. Local partner in terms of supply, foreign partner in terms of selling. Planning is necessary to avoid failure. And persistence. Continue patiently until you succeed. How then do we participate? Now, look at the tree of participation in export. You can be an active exporter, you can be a passive exporter. The passive exporter are investors who invest in other people that export. Then we have export professionals who are trade lawyers and trade brokers. You know, recently we got a certification program from American Extended Studies for lawyers to be able to strengthen their skill in managing trade transactions. Certified trade rule litigation specialist. A lawyer that do that kind of certification can easily consult and support export business and even do litigation for banks. So these are different other areas to support trade, not necessarily exporting, but let's come to the active exporter. I can export services, I can export products. I have students in Russia, I have students in Canada, I have students in the US who join Nigeria to attend our diploma in export business management, who are Nigerians trying to trade. That's service export already, because they have to pay from there. And they are Nigerians, some of them foreigners, a Russian actually. Joining Zoom, make it easy. In fact, with technology, it does make life a lot easier. Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., we are live between 8 and 10 a.m. Different people connect from different parts of the country, including those connected from outside the country. You can be a service exporter. You can be a product exporter, exporting commodities or exporting finished goods. So there are different parts or ways you can participate in the export business. So as I close, I mentioned the certified trade rule litigation specialist. If you're a lawyer or have a lawyer that wants to be distinguished and be able to support trade in Africa, that will be a certification for them to do. We also have what we call Export Novice to Export Legend program, and we have support service for exporters. As I round off, ability to overcome challenges of export business leads to great possibility beyond your imagination. This is because it is capable of creating platform for repeat business from the same buyer, referral to other buyers, replicating business model in another country, redeeming your country image from abroad, recruiting multiple partners and distributors from abroad, rebuilding broken bridges within nation, and you know export can help you to rake in more income, more than your projections. I would like to say, if you want to diversify our economy, if you want to grow our GDP, if you want to create employment, if you want to boost our foreign reserve, if you want to increase the value of Naira vis-a-vis other currency of the world, aggressive drive for non-export is the way to go. Thank you very much.
Wow, 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 wow. Please, 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 can we all please appreciate him? I don't know what else to say right now. I don't know what else to say. Guys, let's do what will I call it? A big shout out to Mr. Bamidele. Were you blessed at all? Did it make sense at all to you?
Amazing, amazing.
This is
It's amazing. It's fantabulous.
This is amazing. Let's appreciate him, everybody. Let's go ahead. Just appreciate him and tell him how much you've been blessed. Wow, my mind is just overwhelmed right now. I don't know what to say. Mr. Bamidele Ayemibo, you are a blessing. Thank you. I need to say this. I need to say this to everybody. What is taking us for free is a full cost. I mean, one of my sons saw your advert when I placed it on yesterday, and he sent me a mail or a message and said, I paid for this course, sir. This man is very good. I said, were you blessed? He said, this man is very good. You know, and you know, sometimes, as I said earlier, when people get things for free, I hope they are able to utilize it. Anyway, you know very well that he rushed many things here. So if you are interested in being a part of his class, I believe after now you can go to his Facebook or his Instagram and connect with him. However, this is just the part A of this training. We're also going to have the part B of this training next month. And in the part B is going to be taking us through how to manage the problems that comes up. Even though we'll ask a few questions today, but by next month, I believe many of us will have started doing some underground work so that we might be able to ask direct questions. The next 30 days, guys, the next 30 days, I expect every one of us to start thinking. I love the part where I spoke about we don't need to be the manufacturers of those products. We just need to go talk to the manufacturers and package them. Man, I have been extremely blessed today. I don't know about you, but I've been extremely blessed. One of the things that caught my attention was that you see with your mind and not your eyes. He said the foreigners will come into this country and they will take advantage of us, of the things that we are looking at. And I found out that the problem, Mr. Bamidele, with us is that we are entitled. We have the entitlement mentality. Oh, government is not doing this. Oh, and these people come into this place, in their mind, they are born the bleach. The government is not their father. We still see Buhari as our father. When we are talking, we say our father. Look, we should stop all those mentality. That's what I think many of us should wake up to. Nobody owes you anything in this life. On the contrary, you owe people. You take responsibility for people. That's what Mr. Bamilele is doing. That's what I am doing. Nobody pays me for what I'm doing. Every month I meet with ministers, I meet with pastors, I meet with worship leaders. Every month I meet with business people, I meet with entrepreneurs, I meet with people who are in career. Why? Nobody's paying us for these things, but we just feel this is our own way to contribute to the development of people, invariably to the development of Nigeria. Once again, Mr. Bamidele, I really do appreciate you, and I believe that our people have a lot of questions that we would like to ask. In the next, we close by 8:30. In the next 20 minutes, we want to take a few questions. I know if we cannot finish it, next month we are coming here again, and I know by next month you are coming more with solutions, and I believe many people would have gone and started doing some research in this our community, and before we know it, we will get an headway. Thank you very, very much. Pastor Benga, I hand over to you right now. I would like you to take over from here, and please, let's ask him questions. You can start dropping your questions on the chat box so that Pastor Benga will take over from there. Thank you very much, man of God.
All right, thank you very much, sir. It has been an insightful one, very interesting and quite knowledgeable, very, very, very instigating session we had. I have a few questions that came in. I'm still getting more. The first question I have here says, how do we source for export markets? All right, so how do you, if you're going into the export, how do I source for markets? I have a product, how do I source for market? That's the first one. I will ask like two so that we'll be able to. The second question here says, how do I deal with regulatory bottlenecks? You know, that's with the government, if you're exporting and all that, the authority. So let's tackle these two questions first while we collect.
How do I source for market? There are different ways to source for market. You can register on an online platform to source for market. If you are a person who travels regularly, The next trip you have outside this country, you can use it as an opportunity to source for market. If you have friends and relatives abroad, those are market opportunities you've not seen before. You just see them as your brother and sister and friends. You need to begin to see them as business partners. Those friends and relatives you have abroad, they are one of the most viable opportunities you have to be able to trade in market around the world. So there are different options. Of course, go attending trade fairs is another way. Attending trade fairs, trade fairs, trade mission, trade exhibition abroad is another way you can source for buyers. Like I said, also you can register on trade platform, and if you register on trade platform, you'll be able to get. So you can also join Chamber of Commerce. If I want to trade with Germany, if I join Nigerian German Business Association, it gives me an opportunity to be able to, when I'm talking to someone in Germany, I have an advantage. Now, if you have product, let me tell you, there's a lady, Femi Bags. This lady produced bags, handmade bags in Ibadan. And he said, she was just putting her stuff online. He said, she was accidental exporter. Now she's there to export deliberately, because by just putting your product on Instagram and promoting it in the country you are targeting.
Okay.
Promoting it in that country. If you have someone in that country, you can send sample to that country. Let me give you an example. There's a lady doing akara chips. You see this? Sorry, I'm coming. Let me show you. You see this product? These are akara chips. There's a lady producing this. He's a medical doctor. He's a dentist, rather, but produce akara chips. We did a shipment yesterday, and this lady, for the first time, exported this. How was she able to export it? She put it on Instagram. Nigerians about show interest. So she sent it to someone who will keep it. As those who place order, they will pick it up from that guy. They pay him directly and pick it up. But then he said to that guy who helped him claim, who is my distributor in the UK. So he is advertising from Nigeria and using a distributor to deliver to the people who want to buy in the UK. This akara, the same akara, but it's dry. So it's like akara, they call it akara chips. Or beans chips. Now, the second question talk about, sorry, can you remind me, Paulo Gwenga?
Okay. How do we deal with regulatory bottlenecks?
Yeah, regulatory issues. You know, regulatory, you need to be specific. Are you talking about NAFDAC? Are you talking about,
Yes, NAFDAC.
NAFDAC is not a challenge. NAFDAC is even a lot easier now because of what the Vice President launched last year. This lady did a NAFDAC. It took her less than 3 months to do a NAFDAC. This lady, less than 3 months. She spent less than 50K. I don't know if they are still doing that promo now, Shao. But they have an SME package that is not, I'm not sure it's up to maybe about 100K or thereabout. But this lady they did a package to enable MSME to be able to produce in their kitchen, just not the regular requirement. They had to do that package for MSME last year. And a lot of people have taken advantage of it. So NAFDAC is not as bad as it used to be, sincerely. At least I know people that have gone through it, and I can testify to the fact that the kind of bottleneck and challenge people used to have is not really as bad as that nowadays.
Mr. Bamidele,
yes, sir.
This kind of person you just talked about now, is it possible for you to come with them in the next month? People who, apart from what you're saying now, so that like this NAFDAC thing.
Like this lady now, I will talk to her if she will be able to join us to share her experience. I will, please, Professor Benga, please remind me. I will talk to her to see if she can join us and share her experience about this NAFDAC next time.
I can assure you, NAFDAC is one of the major problems. I have people, because I'm into enterprise trainings and everything, I have a lot of people in our church who are doing production, but I know somebody, the person took almost 2 years, if not more.
No, before now, sir, yes. But as a last year to now, like what I'm talking about, you are very correct, sir. Before now, but as a last year to now, I think it's a lot better. Maybe it's Lagos, but at least the lady, I will try to talk to her to see if we can join us and share her experience next time. Maybe we'll be able to learn 1 or 2 things from her.
That would be nice. That would be very nice. Okay, any other question?
All right, thank you, sir. Somebody just said here that exporting, especially agri products, they believe is capital intensive. Now, how do you begin with almost zero?
Sorry, I didn't get that. I didn't get that.
Okay, so someone is saying here that they believe that exporting agri products is capital intensive. So how do you?
That's commodities.
Yeah. So how do you begin with minimal income, just little, or how do you now source for?
Okay. Now, if you want to export and you want to export, let's say you want to export cashew nut, you need close to 10 million naira. But if you want to export the pap I do, you don't need up to that. With $1 million plus or 2 million, you can export pap. You can export what I do.
Wow.
When you do value added is risky. Sorry, commodity is riskier and more expensive because you have to do a whole container load. But when you do value added, nobody will buy a container load of akara chips from you because you have to grow over time before they will begin to buy large order. So it makes it also for you to be able to start small and grow. This lady sent just 10 cartons. Just 10 cartons. That's our first shipment that she just did this week. 10 cartons. Because nobody will buy large quantity at a time because it's new and they can take it little by little because it's value added also. So value added, in my opinion, is actually cheaper than doing commodities. Commodities are more expensive. A ton of cashew nut is over 500K. A ton of cocoa about 700,000 or 800,000. So and you need about 15, 20 tons in the container.
Okay. So I see a question here. I see a question here. How do you overcome all the orders at the port so that you can ensure that your perishable goods don't get spoiled?
If you are doing perishable, you have to go by air. If you go by air, it will leave the same day. For people who do vegetables in Lagos, for example, people that do vegetables in Lagos, they go and harvest as early as 4 a.m. By 8 a.m., they're already at the airport. By 9, before the sun comes up, they've already done all the inspection. It has gone into the cold room. The plane that will leave that afternoon or night, it will go in it. So if you have a perishable, you can actually, Nigerians export fresh vegetable Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, fresh vegetable. It can be done. The people at the airport already know the peculiarities and they give it properly.
So
this
thing person asking, you know, one of the things that I work with my people on is the practicality of what we do.
Yes.
What you just said there looks so easy the way you said it. But have you done anything like that before? And how did you go about it now?
Okay, no, I'm not vegetable, but I know people do vegetable. And what they do is, like I said, the vegetable, because it's perishable, they go and harvest very early. Very early. I've done live snail before. Snail is very perishable, and I've done live snail before. Live snail is a lot easier. Put it inside crate. There's a way they package it at the airport, and then you fly down because it's perishable. But I've not done vegetable. I've actually done vegetable, but that was 2015. I've done vegetable. 2015 is long. But the vegetable have to get to the airport before 9 a.m. The reason is because they cannot be inspecting it inside the sun. And they have to put it in a conditioned environment while waiting for the plane. These things are already being done. I don't know of Capital Airport, but Lagos done regularly. Let me tell you one of the ways. If you want to know some of these things, visit Lagos Airport NACO Export Session on Monday morning. Just go to NACO Export Session on Monday morning. It's open. You will see when they are uploading and arranging and packing. It's very open there at the airport. So you can see it yourself. Someone is saying, I have a friend in Netherlands who is willing to get some stuff from me to sell them. But how do I get them across? Now, the person in Netherlands, the first thing he has to do, he has to investigate from the custom brokers in Netherlands. If I'm bringing in A, B, C, D, what do I need to provide for clearing it in Netherlands? and what cost will I bear to clear it in Netherlands? But sending it to Netherlands is very easy. That one, we have a logistics arm that can handle it for you. So if you are in Lagos, sending it will not be a challenge. But you need to ensure the person who is picking it up knows what are the regulatory issues upon arrival. What document do we have to send across? So those documents are packaged and dispatched when the goods leave. And when it arrives, you need a custom broker who will clear on your behalf. You need to have those conversations before the good arrives. But in moving it from Nigeria, my colleague, we can help you. We have a logistic arm that can help you move it out of Nigeria without any issue. So I think you investigate that Netherlands law, and then that was that question. Someone said, we need NAFDAC for export products. We don't need NAFDAC because NAFDAC is not recognized abroad. But we need NAFDAC because of regulatory requirements for export. So if you are doing value-added processed agro product, you need NAFDAC. But not that NAFDAC is needed by the buyer, but for regulatory requirement for export from Nigeria, you need NAFDAC. So if you have NAFDAC number, that gives you an advantage already. Someone said, what is logistics arm? No, it's 3D Best Logistics. It's an arm of the company I run. So it's 3D Best Logistics. So it's my office, just a particular unit in the office that have it, answering a smart question.
All right, thank you so much. We've looked extensively at a lot of products, exporting products, but somebody just put up a question saying that, what kind of services can we export aside just looking at commodity products?
Okay, you can export. If you are a lawyer, you can export your legal service. If you're an IT specialist, you can export your IT services, depending on which one. IT services, from graphic design to web design to social media manager. There is a lady in Abuja there. There's a lady in Abuja there that have a call center that receives call from the US on behalf of company in the US. That lady is in Abuja there.
Wow.
He has a call center that receives call from company in the US. He has lawyer that write brief for company in the US. He has accountant that help to look at the books of company in the US. And it's in Abuja there.
Awesome. So let's keep the questions coming. I think we have dealt with basically all the questions we've seen here. Okay, someone put up a question. I don't know how relevant it is. How do we deal with the insecurity around farming in Nigeria?
That's a big challenge. That's a very big challenge. Sincerely, that is a challenge for us right now. The guy that sells granite cake for me, told me why the price of the product has gone up. The fact that the farmers have to pay bandits to be able to ensure they are not kidnapped as they go to their farm. Pay bandits so they can go to their farm without being kidnapped. And that is increasing the cost of the goods. So it's a big challenge. And sincerely, I'm not sure I have solution for that. I think the government is the one that can help that.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much. Well, our time is actually fast spent. It's about 2 minutes before the end of this discourse. So in the absence of another question, I'm going to give Mr. Bamidele maybe another 1 minute to do a recap. Anything, action points really. We're looking forward to the next one, the part 2 of this, but action points we can take away from this class, something I can do before the next class.
Let's put it this way. Let's put it this way. Can you, apart from the action point that Pastor Peter said, can you also give us an assignment, something you want us to go and start working on while we wait for these 30 days, so that we will not just take this as a theory, but that some people will go home and start working, whether from the raw Of course, you are not talking about commodity for us, but the packaging, all those things. Can you also add assignment for us so that we can take over?
Number one, when you go to supermarket henceforth, don't just go and buy. Go and look for products you can work on to export. So as you go through supermarket, ShopRite, or any of those supermarkets, wherever it is you are in the country, you are looking for products that you can export. And then you are probably reaching out to people producing them on the possibility of a contract manufacturing. That's one thing we can begin to work on right away. On the possibility of a contract manufacturing. What are the products that those people are selling, or they are export, or that is in the malls to be able to? Number two, you have a friend abroad, you have a relative abroad. Can you begin to talk to them on the possibility of working together in a symbiotic relationship? It can be your agent and rep abroad. And when you are engaging them, you are talking to them on how both of you benefit. So they're not just helping you for fun, you also benefit from it. Can you get those kind of people in UK, in US, in Canada, in Australia, in Germany, France, wherever it is, where you can have that kind of relationship? Particularly, though some of them are in business, some of them are doing 9 to 5, they might be able to help over the weekend. You want to engage with them and begin to see how you can work with them. And also think of the product you have identified. Don't just have one, have like 2 or 3 of those products. Let me give you an example. You can do sesame biscuit. There are people on the street of Abuja selling sesame. They do, sesame is reedy, Benny seed. You know, you see people that package that thing and they hawk it. Unfortunately, it's not part of my picture. I will have shown you a sesame biscuit. Some of those products, can you begin to think of what you can do with them? What you can do with sesame biscuits, and now it can be packaged for you to be able to export it, among other things. But if you go to supermarket, you will see countless number of products made in Nigeria, well packaged, that have export potential that you can partner with. Get 2 or 3 of them and begin to engage the producers on how you can they can do contract manufacturing for you.
All right.
Those are the assignments.
Very much. Okay, that's okay. Sorry. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, someone just put something here, but I don't know. For us in Abuja, I'm not sure we have NACO. There's NACO. I'm sure that there's NACO at the airport.
I don't know where that will be, but if you go to
the airport, I'm sure there's NACO.
If you go to the international airport, I'm sure you can find someone. Yeah, I know it will be there. It will be there. It's only what it's only what you look for you find in this life. You don't find what you're not looking for. So if you begin to look for it, you just discover it's somewhere.
All right, thank you very much. Very much. I want to reiterate the assignment, guys. Let's look at. Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, everybody?
Yes, I can hear you, sir. Loud and clear.
Okay. So I want to reiterate the assignment that he gave to us. I love the 3 assignments. Nothing much for us to do. Let's run with these 3 assignments. Everybody on this platform, if you are part of my team, you are part of this community, let's take this assignment very seriously. Go to the supermarket in your estate from this day. In the next 1 week, give yourself that assignment. Let's go and pick out products that we feel that we want to export. We go through their labels and find out who they are, just like how Mr. Bamidele has given us, and see if we can contact them. Remember, he said commodity is not our stuff right now because that needs a big resource. However, we can start with the packaging, you understand? So let's go and do that. Then number 2, I want us to talk to our friends. When you are coming next month, you are coming with that number 1, and you are coming with names of your friends you've spoken to, and at what level you've spoken to them. Let them help you find out their own regulations there if they can. And remember what he said. He said, let's make it a symbiotic relationship. The idea of every one of us going into programs sometimes with that, oh, help us to do this, help us. Listen, there is no place for helping here. What will the person benefit from it? What will you benefit? So when you're discussing with your brother, your sister, or your friends, talk to them not like family, talk to them as business partners. I love that. Then the third one I want to add to it when he was talking, every one of us, I want you to go back and, you know, this export thing Mr. Bamidele has shared with us is more of packaging, yes. So can you do a design? Every one of us next month, I will want to see everybody's design for that product. Just meet your designer. If you are a designer yourself, do a design, because somewhere along the line, packaging is almost everything in this business. Packaging is, look at all the pictures he showed us today. Some of us are excited because even the countries we want to send those things to, they are excellent countries. They are excellent countries. So can we do our own personal packaging design? Before we start with Mr. Bamidele next month, the first we want to do is to go through this assignment and see how many of us are able to do. We'll post it here, and by that time, we'll, let me say it this way. Bible says it is not the hearers of the word that are blessed. It is the doers. When you are not blessed, it's not because you don't know. You've heard about 1 hour lectures today. It doesn't bless anybody. The minute you want to be blessed, you now put action to those things you've heard. So I want every one of us to take these 3 assignments and start working on it immediately. On our platform, our admin will be reminding us virtually every other day to be asking us how far have we gone, so that we can remind ourselves. I believe that this platform will be able to take us to the place where we want to be in our businesses. And I believe that God himself will breathe upon everything we've started. We didn't start this by just because we don't have work. I started this community almost 5 years or 6 years ago, and I've seen people grow. But this time I sense that it's time for us to go global. I sense that it's time for us to go export. That's why I said Mr. Bamidele should come. He does this. He's a very big man. Those of us have been to his office in Lagos, myself and Pastor Kunle, and I was really impressed with the kind of things he is doing. So thank you very much, sir. We really appreciate you. Do you have a final word for us before we go today? Do you have a final word?
Final word is to take action. That's why I plead with you when I started. Please export. It's necessary for Nigerian survival.
Thank you very much. It's necessary for Nigeria, and it's necessary for you. And I believe everyone here will take action. I believe we will take action and we'll get it right. Thank you very much. As we normally do, you can put on your camera now. Let's interact, and let's on our mic so that we can say thank you to Mr. Bamidele. On your mics, let's say thank you to Mr.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Bamidele. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bamidele. That was very, very nice. Awesome. Thank you for your generosity.
Yeah, we do appreciate you very well. You can put on
Thank
your...
you, Mr. Dele.
Thank you,
Mr. Dele.
Thank you.
I hope we'll see you again next month.
For making this happen.
Thank you, Mr. Dele.
I'm not surprised. I'm not disappointed because I've been to your classes, I listened to your lectures. So this is just a tip. I know.
Thank you
so much.
Oh, God bless you, everybody. Thank you for coming.
Lead consultant. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. God bless you, sir.
Thank you.
Special thanks to all the team that put this together. Thank you so much.
Material in him. We have material in the 3P Impact.
We really do appreciate everybody. And our normal thing, you know what we do here is just to inspire people and to make people do the business that is in your heart. Go out there and do your business. I really appreciate this session, and I believe we would all, by the time we come back next month, at least 50% of us would have done the assignment. And I believe that from then, before we know it, we are somewhere that God has put for us to get. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Bamidele, one more time. We hope to see you next month. Thank you for the sacrifice. By the way,
you.
I am not paying him anything. He didn't ask me for money. He just came to contribute to my little work that we are doing here. So I really want you all to please help me appreciate it one more time.
God bless you, sir. This was very insightful. God bless you and your family.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
This is,
All right, everybody. Thank you for being a part of today's program. I believe strongly that we'll take action and get the best out of it. Enjoy grace. On Monday, we'll be having our ministers chat room. For those of you who are into ministry, you know I meet you guys third Monday of the month. It's going to be powerful this Monday. Tell your friends. It's going to be an amazing time. God bless you. Thank you. Have a wonderful time and sleep well. See you next month.
Have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you so much.